Welcome to our Uke Like the Pros lesson today. I'm Terry Carter. Thank you for being here. We're going to do a Beatles Bite today of I Want to Hold Your Hand. So why don't I play it, wait for people to check in, and then we'll go ahead and teach it to you. So here you go. Let me throw this up for you. Voila, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. As my friend Tony Gamble would say, woo! That went by quick. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, let me get this off the screen. So thank you for being here, and thank you for helping spread the word about Uke Like the Pros. I do appreciate it. And you can grab this sheet music and a bunch of other premium stuff at the ukelikethepros.com website. So this is a Beatles Bite, and so what that means is we're just going to learn a short piece of this song. We're not actually going to learn the entire song for this lesson, but just a little bite-sized piece. And there's 2 guitars, or in our case, ukuleles, that is played in the original Beatles recording. We're going to learn ukulele part 1 today, and then we'll do the other part another time. All right, so let's just talk about what is going on here. So I'm going to pop up our first thing here, and I put the chords above the tab here. And what you see below, it's not really that important to the lesson. Just wanted to see what chords are being played here. So it starts off with this 3 notes. And these are pickup notes, so they come in on the end of 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And they are 8th notes, and it's going to be on the end of 3, on 4, and then on the end of 4. Now that's the main little riff here that you're going to hear throughout this short little intro. It's only a few bars long. Okay? And so what I'm doing here is I'm playing with my 3rd finger here on the 3rd string, 4th fret. Then with my 2nd finger, I'm going to the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And then with my 1st finger here, I'm going to the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And that's how I'm playing this first lick. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 3, 4. Now I got a tenor ukulele here, and I'm just in my standard tuning, which is 1st string A, 2nd string E, 3rd string C, and then the 4th string, which we will be using in this lesson, is G. And I have a low G here, and if you have a high G, it actually will sound a little better. So when we play this right here, these 2 notes, 2, 2, because really this note here is supposed to be actually up an octave like this, but I'm going to play like this, and so if you have a high G string ukulele, you're right in there for this lesson. All right, so let's look. We're still just looking at this first bar here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2. And that's the first lick. Now the second part of the lick here, and this is right here, those 2, 2, that comes in on beat 2. And all I'm doing here is when I'm playing this lick, and I'm just going to automatically bar strings 4 and 3. So when I play this opening lick, 4, 3, 2, and I'm already going to have the bar here, even though I'm only playing the 3rd string, 2nd fret first. And then on beat 2, I'm going to strum both strings 4 and 3 at the 2nd fret. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2. And that's the first 4 notes. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2. Now to finish off this measure here, and this is actually measure 1, right? Because the pickup measure, we don't count as a measure. It's just a pickup measure. So finish up measure 1. It's going to hit this 2, 2 again. You want to play them together, not like this, not individually, but together. And that's going to be on beat 3, and then you're going to go right back to that lick again, 4, 3, and 2, which is the first lick we did. All right, so let me play what's on the screen in time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2. I'm just looping it. And now, so that's the main lick, right? You hear that a bunch of times. Well, actually not a bunch, it's a couple times. Okay, so do it with me now, just on the screen, no looping, just what's on the screen and we'll stop. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's your counting. So let's do it now again. 1, 2, and 3. All right, now what happens is we go on to the next measure, and I think this is the right slide there. No, that's the next part of the song. I want to do this here. I just want to show you the next measure. So now I've added, here's your pickup measure, here's measure 1, and now we're adding this measure. And you'll notice it's almost identical to measure 2, except for one slight change, which is the very, where is it? Last note over there. And if I look at that measure there, it goes 2, 2 again, then 2, 2 again, and then it goes back to our lick, 4, 3, except this last time, instead of only hitting the 3rd string once, I'm going to actually hit the 2, 2 together on the and of 4. So if I look at just this last measure here, that 2, 2 comes on beat 2. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're going to hold that out. Okay, one more time, just that measure right there. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Now, I've actually updated this chart a little bit, so if you've already downloaded it from the masterclass as of last night, I've actually updated a new version. As I listened to it a little bit more, I realized that the Beatles book that I got this from had its own interpretation, let's call it. Remember, always trust your ear for this kind of stuff. So I found that this first guitar part was slightly different than they had it. So I went ahead and updated that in the masterclass. All right, I'm going to check in. Don't forget, we're live. So leave a question, ask a comment, just say hi, and I will get back to you. And even if we're not live, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I love hearing from you and seeing that you're here enjoying our lessons. All right, so as this loads up, there I am. Okay, and hey, Errol's back in the saddle again. Good to see you, my friend. All right, so let's play now what's on the screen, because we still have one last measure, which is potentially the hardest measure if you're not used to bending. But we're going to play just what's on the screen here, all 3 of these measures. So 1, remember we started on the and of 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. All right, now let's do it without me talking so much. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so hopefully you got that. We will play this with the slow backing track, but we got one more measure to do. So let me bring up just that measure here. And it looks kind of wide because I included just this one measure here. But this is a bend. And so what's going to happen is we're going to bend this note here on the 2nd string, 8th fret, and that's a C note. But we don't want a C note, we actually want a D note here. And so, but instead of just playing a D note, what they're doing here is they're bending, and this is a whole step bend because you're going from C all the way up to D. That's 2 frets or a whole step. Now on the ukulele, you gotta really kind of bend this string all the way up. And so remember what you're doing here is, this is your C note, but you want this C note to sound like this D note here on the 10th fret. So use that for your reference of your ear. And then when you go back to your C and bend, match the pitch. Or you could also use 1st string, 5th fret. That's the same note D. Yeah, it's all the way up there. Notice how high you have to bend it. Now, here's a little tip on bending. I'm using my third finger to bend this. Again, it's a second string, 8th fret, but I'm also going to have my second finger down on the 7th fret, and I'm also going to have my first finger down on the 6th fret, and those are going to be my support fingers. Remember, all you're going to hear is your third finger, but these are support. And then when I bend it, my thumb is actually pushing down and allowing me to bend up a little bit. Notice how that's a pretty far bend, although it's not that hard on the ukulele because the strings are nice and nylon, so they're or whatever they're made out of, but basically nylon. Okay, so there's your bend. All right, and so you want to bend it up right away, so it's like right to C. Notice that. Oh, it's a little flat. Did you hear that? That's what I want. Ah, there it is. Okay, so you just want to bend it up, and that's right on beat 1 of this measure, and you're going to hold it, and then something unique happens. Notice there's this dotted line here, dot, 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 dot. And then it has this 8 again, and it shows it with an arrow pointing straight up. That means you're already bent, so you're not going to release the bend. And then you notice you have the drop off, and that means we're going to release the bend. So we're going to bend it up, and then we're going to bring it down. Now, in our case, I'm going to pick it again on beat 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're bringing it back down to a C note. So you're going to C to bend up the D, and then hit it again on beat 4 and bring it back down. So let's just try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that actually happens pretty quick. It's low in the mix. If you listen to the Beatles version, you do hear it, but it's very low in the mix. Okay, so let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So bend up, 2, 3, and bend it back down. And that bend happens pretty quick. You don't have to, but notice you hear it bending down. It's pretty cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a very like pedal steel lick, how they do that. All we're doing is just bending it up and bringing it down. All right, so that's that. Now it might take a little practice if you're not used to bending. It does take a little bit of strength, and remember, you do want to use those fingers behind it as support. So now if I bring up the whole piece here, where is it? There it is. It's going to show everything we played. So let's do it without a backing track first, just you and I. Remember, we started, we're going to go all the way to the beginning, beginning on the and a 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're off. And then we're right, oh yeah, da 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 da. Then we're right into our singing. Okay, let's try it one more time without the backing track, and then we'll do the slow back track. 1, 2, 3. And bend it down. Again, I was a little flat on that one, but bend it up as high as you can. If you don't get there perfectly, it's okay, but that's what your goal is when you do it. All right, here we go. Slow backing track now. Just what we see, exactly what's written on the screen. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, da 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 da. All right, let's try it one more time. Slow backing track, because this is a fairly short lick. 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And we're off. And then it's a, oh yeah, I'll tell you something. I think you'll understand. Then I say there's something I wanna. All right, that's for another lesson, but I'll show you all that at a different time. Okay, now we got the fast backing track, which is actually the tempo of the song, which is at 136 that I have it clocked in on. We first did it at 190, and this would be 136. So, what do you say? Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's try it again. Pretty cool. All right. 1, 2, 3. Remember, this is guitar 1. There's another guitar in the background kind of doing a shuffle thing, and we're going to learn that in another lesson. But this is just that first kind of that main guitar. If you listen to the track, it's kind of that high-pitched, twangy guitar that you hear in the front. All right, we're going to do it again, but I'm going to check in one last time just to see if anyone else joined us, if there's any questions, and then we'll play it again at the end. Okay. Hey, Luis is here. Oh, yes, one of my favorite tunes too. And we'll, like I mentioned earlier, we'll go ahead and I'll show you all the chords to the song, and we'll do a little singing for it. This is just our Beatles Bite for now. All right, so here we go. This is going to do the fast backing track. Why don't we just do it a couple more times since it's a very short piece. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And what the heck? One more time. It's so fun. I love the bends on the ukulele so much. 1, 2, 3. All right, so there's your Beatles Bite. I Want to Hold Your Hand. I'm Terry Carter. Thank you for being here with Uke Like the Pros. And as always, we will see you in the next lesson.